This last year or like 6 years ago when the fucking cicadas were just everywhere?
I think last year. It happens like every, so how many years did it
20
yeah,
years.
When I was in college, I remember it happening
Remember they
because I
were loud
remember
as
slaves
fuck.
and guys eating them.
What? Excuse me?
The Buffalo Bills have broke some ground on a brand new stadium. $850 million New York is helping in taxpayer money, while Buffalo Bills will kind of pay for the rest. It looks like it is going to be majestic and magical, and the Bills Mafia deserve a brand new home. They have shown up whenever the team wasn't great. They have shown up when the weather has been impossible. They are the depiction of what you want NFL fandom to look like. They're getting a brand new home, as are the Buffalo Bills. Congrats to them. 2026 is not that far away. There was a tweet that was put out. Kyrie Irving has reached out to Lakers star LeBron James in attempts to see if James would come to Dallas. Irving is a free agent this offseason. What's the reality behind this entire situation happening?
Probably very unlikely. LeBron James, for everything I've heard, he's happy with LA, being in LA. His son, Bronny, is about to play at USC. So there's a lot of reasons why being a Laker, retiring as a Laker makes a lot of sense for LeBron James. And I think the bigger story is what will happen with Kyrie Irving in free agency.
This last year or like 6 years ago when the fucking cicadas were just everywhere?
I think last year. It happens like every, so how many years did it
20
yeah,
years.
When I was in college, I remember it happening
Remember they
because I
were loud
remember
as
slaves
fuck.
and guys eating them.
What? Excuse me?
Yeah. We used to, we paid like, hey, I bet you $10 you won't eat one. Schlegs had like 15 of them back in college.
All right, yeah, how much? I need a new pair of work boots, actually. Who all wants to get in this? $50?
I didn't have one.
20 a cicada?
$50, all right. Well, what will you give me? 10? All right, I'll do 10.
All right.
I need 15 of you. I need $150 tonight.
Yeah.
The Live Golf. Yes, that Live Golf, backed by Saudi Arabia, that tore golf apart and disrespected America and did terrible things in the sports washing world, has now merged with the PGA. Yes, that PGA. The PGA that was telling all of their golfers that if they were to go to Live Golf, they were basically terrorists and terrible people.
Jeez.
And people that don't want the best for golf or for the United States or for the world or society as a whole. Now the two have become one for one major golf league. Congratulations to golf. But boy, I will tell you what, some of these guys that maybe turned down $100 million,
What?
$150 million,
What?
$200 million contracts to go golf, they have to remain in PGA and potentially talk about the PGA being where it's all about tradition and legacy and carrying a league that has been carried by the greats before. It's not just about an instant gratification payday. It's about something much bigger than $300 million,
What?
$400 million.
What?
It is bigger than that. It is about the PGA. Now those two are the same thing.
What does this mean for these PGA Tour guys who were told last summer, hey, no, fellas, don't take this money. Be loyal to the tour, right? That's bad money. You don't want to take that money. And then you wake up on Tuesday on Twitter and find out, wait a, they took the money?
Yeah.
How does that work?
Yeah.
And it's really dodgy because, Pat, no one knew. And I'm talking, think of any player you could think of. Like, who's the players you think of?
Rombo.
Think of that player.
Rombo.
Scheffler.
He didn't know.
Rory McIlroy, though, he's
Didn't
been
know.
the president of the PGA, and Jordan Spieth.
I'm talking about a guy who's pretty legendary, who's been at it for a long time, who I'm
Tiger
just told no one knew. No one.
Tiger got offered
talking-
$750 million or $800 million
yeah.
too at one point. An Indianapolis Colts player, Isaiah Rodgers Sr., has been caught up in a gambling investigation while in the Indianapolis Colts facility. In the initial report that did not have Isaiah Rodgers Sr. named, we didn't learn about this until like an hour or two afterwards. They said hundreds of bets, including bets on the Indianapolis Colts, also bets happening from the Indianapolis Colts facility. Obviously, this came out of nowhere. It was like a lot of information quick. The boys did their research, and all roads led back to Zoomass. They knew it was Isaiah Rodgers Sr. before it came out publicly because the other 10 people that it could have been went to schools where you go, we do not need the integrity of the league being questioned ever. The script talk last year was already too much. But now that there's more and more players gambling on their own teams, especially when that team was involved in the largest comeback in the history of the NFL,
Yikes.
where in the first half a team looked like one thing, and in the second half they looked like a completely different team, cannot have anybody speculating about the league, its players at all. Sucks for the players. Hey, completely sucks. I would have been pissed. I wasn't happy that they didn't let me have a scratch off with the local Indiana lottery whenever I was kind of coming up through this entire thing. The NFL was able to do it. The Colts were able to have a lottery ticket. The Colts were able to do business with Sportsbook. How come they're allowed to and I'm not allowed to? And it's strictly because the integrity cannot be jeopardized at all with the league, or it fucks up everything for everybody. When I look at you, I think to myself, like, the most John Deere fresh motherfucker
Yeah, exactly.
of all time.
Yeah.
It's the John Deere Keller scheme.
It is.
Which is cooler than
Just about anything.
anything I've ever seen. They said the cheapest ticket for an Inter-Miami game last year was like $29. This year, the cheapest ticket is $329 already, just from the announcement without anybody knowing when it's officially.
Last night, there was an announcement that Inter-Miami had halted tickets. Imagine a team saying, we're not selling any more tickets. Like, that's unheard of anywhere. But of course, now we know probably what that's about. That's because they're going to raise the prices up. People are going to pay it, right? You don't get a chance to see Lionel Messi all the time, especially here in the U.S.
Meteorologists and local weather people were saying, stay inside because the AQI, which is
The AQI is like the air quality index. In New York right now, it's like 198.
which is worse than.
Like it's ever been before. Like, so basically, it's like the equivalent of smoking like 6 packs of cigs a day.
Okay, so that is happening right now in the United States of America because the Canadian flames that are taking place, wildfires taking place from, I guess, Victoria all the way to Ontario, which is Seattle to fucking Detroit pretty much. That is happening across Canada. We don't know how it started, but we are pulling for everybody up there. P's and P's. Fire's a real son of a bitch. It was a little bit surprising to see naked George Kittle on my top. They say it was from the tip of the pineapple leaf up there at the top, all the way to the bottom.
All the way down.
Yep.
They
Exactly.
folded it in half.
The original pineapple was not. They had to bring an extra pineapple.
You know, Trump's hair goes like this and then goes back. Sure. That's what they had to do with his dick.
Yep.
Yeah, and the tape it to his belly button.
Good for him.
Dalvin Cook has been released from the Vikings. It's a big deal, AJ, because right now in the running back free agency market, there is Dalvin Cook, stud, and there's Ezekiel Elliott, stud. These are two names that are not only good football players, but superstars at the running back position who are currently available to go play elsewhere. The reports for Dalvin Cook market are Denver Broncos, Sean Payton going to bring in, and maybe his hometown Miami Dolphins. This is the 53-yarder that he posted. He said expensive player, whatever, with the number 4 on there. And I don't know if he's just saying that to be like, hey, I am still that guy. He's a fucking dog by all accounts.
He's only 27 years old. If you don't know that and you sit there and listen to how they talk about him, like you'd think he's 100.
Do you think the reason why you're like, yeah, I'll give the ball to Mo, I'm not giving it, do you think it's because you're just uber competitive human being?
Yeah, absolutely. I used to always tell Joe Girardi, I'm like, me with 120 pitches is better than anybody you got in that bullpen besides Mariano. You know what I'm saying? So I don't give a damn who you got warming up. Unless it's Mo coming in, I can finish this. That was just the way I was brought up.
The internet's the best.
I'm pumped to listen to it now. Bonus ball. Bonus ball. No. Bill. Bonus Bill ball. Oh,
Good luck defending that.
Sweet hook. Sweet hook.
Got it.
There is no defending that. You're right.
No, it's impossible.
Got it.
There it is. Suck it, Kareem. Yeah, Richard, on that Cavs team.
Connor, how about them C's, bro?
Okay. All right. Thanks, man. This is awesome. This is awesome. I really appreciate that. You know,
How about them C's, bro?
It's good. It's good. How about those New Jersey Nets that almost won a championship? That was fun.
You know, I made up for it in Cleveland.
Speaking of Cleveland and the Celtics sucking, you're a real prick for saying that, by the way. You mother. Anyways, speaking of the Celtics and Cleveland, I believe it was Iman Shumpert. He told a story about LeBron calling the same play for an entire quarter against the Celtics in that playoff run in 2016. Does he know everybody's play, like LeBron? Does he know everything? And then also, when you guys are down 3-1, was there any point where he just looked around and said, like, don't worry, guys, just pass me the fucking ball and I'll get this done for us?
Well, look, it's one, given what LeBron has done to your Celtics for so many years, that's very nice of you.
Just
to
move the
bring
fuck
him
up.
up.
Jesus Christ.
Hear me out.